Some books trace history, some books celebrate craft, and some, rare ones, do both with narrative, art, and beauty. Vacheron Constantin, Artists of Time, is exactly that. It's a visual and textual journey through 260 years of watchmaking excellence, told through machines, through makers, artisans, and the cultural forces that shape them. This book doesn't merely show watches, it places them in the world of time, art, and human aspiration. And that's what makes it a perfect subject for watches and politics. This volume was conceived and edited by Franco Colloni, one of the most respected historians of luxury craft and horology, and definitely one of my favorite authors. Colloni's name is familiar from other authoritative works, like The Secrets of Vacheron Constantin and The Mastery of Time. And here he brings his archival depth and storytelling skill to one of the most comprehensive visual exploration of a historic manufacture. The photography, which was commissioned for this work, comes from Bruno Urs, who is known for capturing watches not just as objects, but also as immaterial experiences. This is not a simple catalog or a technical manual. Artists of Time combines narrative history, cultural context, technical explanation, artisan storytelling, and extraordinary photography. The book opens with Vacheron Constantin's origin in Geneva in 1755 and follows an uninterrupted story of watchmaking innovation up to 2015, the year of the publication, and the 260th anniversary of Vacheron Constantin. It's structured not only around timepieces, but around themes such as heritage, craftsmanship, technical crafts, artistic crafts, and the master artisans behind these creations. The first major section, an uninterrupted story, reads almost like a novel of horology. It begins with Jean-Marc Vacheron in Geneva and follows early cabinetiers and Geneva workshops, the historical merging with François Constantin, survival through the wars, crises, and revolutions, and culminates with a reference milestone, breaking records in creating the most complicated mechanical watches. This narrative acknowledges that continuous operation is itself a kind of power. The ability to endure in craft, taste, and technique over centuries. The book's middle section, Masters of the Art, digs into craft and technique. This is where Artists of Time becomes truly special. It goes behind, here's a pretty watch, and instead it explains the art of finishing and decoration, the logic behind complications, the pursuit of ultra-thin movements, the philosophy of restoration. Furthermore, the author shows how artistic disciplines such as enameling, guilloche, engraving, and gem setting are integrated with mechanical precision, not as ornaments, but as part of meaning and of identity. This approach foregrounds the idea that scientific precision and artistic intent are inseparable in haute horology. In Master Artisans, the book reveals the individual craftspeople whose work often goes unseen. Designers, enamelers, guillocheurs, engravers, gem setters, and Colloni and Urs show how these disciplines intersect and collaborate to define what Vacheron Constantin timepieces feel like, what they look like, and what they mean, in ways that go far beyond mechanics. The book even explores combinations of crafts, illustrating how multiple arts converge in a single object. One of the things readers love is the visual language of the book. The photography is commissioned and curated not merely to document objects, but to frame them as living artifacts with shape, shadow, texture, and with emotion. full-page images of everything from 18th century pocket watches to artisanal craft workshops animate this narrative. This visual strategy makes the book read like art as much as history. The images themselves are part of the storytelling. Here's the part that ties this book directly into watches and politics theme. In this volume, watches do more than just tell time. They embody identity, power, and cultural meaning. A Vacheron Constantin watch given to a king or an industrialist wasn't just a precision tool. It was a symbol of influence, a symbol of taste, and sometimes national or personal prestige. The book documents these objects in their social context, revealing how watches operate as cultural capital and as soft power symbols. That's politics without party. The politics of status, identity, symbolism, and cultural authority embedded in craftsmanship. Now, Artists of Time is not just a coffee table book. It's a reference volume, a craft manual in narrative form, and a cultural history of one of watchmaking's most influential Maisons. Collectors use it not only to appreciate beauty, but to understand it, how movements evolved, how artistic craft shaped watchmaking, how institutions persist and adapt, and how symbols of luxury accrue meaning over time. This is a book that teaches the grammar of horological culture and not just the vocabulary of the watchmaking. So here's what lingers after reading Artists of Time. Most watch books show you objects, watches. This book shows you intent. It shows you how aesthetics, philosophy, craft, and history are on separate tracks. They're entangled strands woven into a single object you wear on your wrist, and that transforms how you experience a watch. So then, what is Vacheron Constantin Artists of Time? Well, it's part historical narrative, it's part artisan appreciation, and part cultural manifesto, but all told through image and explanation very beautifully. But actually, I want to hear from you now. Which artisan discipline, enameling, engraving, guilloche, surprises you most in its complexity? Do you think craftsmanship can communicate identity more effectively than design alone? And which historical watch fascinates you the most, from Vacheron Constantin or from other brands? Let me know in the comments or send me a message, and tell me also which other book do you think we should review next? Because at the end of the day, watches aren't just instruments of time. We're treating them here as arguments about who we are and why we make beautiful things. This is Watches and Politics. Subscribe, share with a collector who appreciates depth and art, and I'll see you in the next chapter.